You survived, obviously, the orientation on Tuesday and maybe the tour of campus. And some of you probably had departmental orientations yesterday. I'm trying to figure out how many of you are in the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, because this is one of their buildings. Right, okay, so welcome to all the chemistry, biology, math, environmental sciences. And by the way, where are the environmental sciences students? Dr. Moorhead asked me to make sure you were here. Okay, well done. I see you now. And I forgot somebody. Physics and astronomy. How about, yes, there you go. How about education? How about students that are in, people here in the LAMP program perhaps? College of Education? No, not today. And how about, let's see, where else will we have TAs? Exercise science, kinesiology? Yeah, great. How about pharmacy? Pharmacy students? Oh my goodness. You rock. I had no idea we had so many this year. How many of you are PharmD? Fair number. Okay. You're very special. You're very special in this case because I actually have no responsibility for you as graduate dean. The medical students, the PharmD students, and the JD students all have independent accreditations and independent admissions and graduation clearances because of their accreditation. So we're delighted to support you because you're teaching our undergraduates, and we welcome that opportunity. Who have I missed? What areas have I missed for teaching? Engineering. Oh, of course. One of my favorite places to be. And I was over there for some remarks on Tuesday as well for their opening orientation. Ahmad's he's never going to forgive me for that, for forgetting engineering. Anybody else? Any other groups that are teachers that, yes? Business. The business. How many in business? So a few. Yeah, it's not one of our bigger colleges, but I'm glad that you're here. And mostly MBA or PhD? MBA. MBA? Got lots of MBA students, I know. How about you guys?
We're philosophy.
Philosophy, wonderful. And how nice for you to sit right down front. No one ever sits in the front row, so congratulations. You're very brave. And I know we have at least one student here from art and music education, music performance, right? And in the back? Music as well. Oh, welcome. Glad to see you. So that's sort of, and anyone else? Any other areas that I've forgotten? I don't have a firm list in my mind. Anyone feel brave and say that I've missed you? Yes.
Language and literature.
Yes. So are you in the language part or English? Literature. So English literature. Yeah, we have, I heard the other day we have 300 sections of English to teach. So yes. And you are? Yes, Rec and Leisure. Absolutely. Counselor education, another big program that we have here at the University of Toledo. And so this side of the room was mostly PharmD. Who else? Other richness. Well, our undergraduates are really going to appreciate the fact that you're here and that you're going to be teaching them. And I hope you're as excited about this opportunity as I was the first year I was a teaching assistant many years ago. And I'm not going to tell you how many, but since I've been at the University of Toledo since 1980 and I already had my PhD and I'd already done 2 postdocs for a total of 7 years, you can kind of figure out, where I might be on the linear scale of age. But it's still so exciting to get in front of the classroom. How many of you have had an opportunity before to teach? Oh, good. So some of you are coming in with past experience. And today will be just maybe some tips to enrich and maybe give you some other perspectives on some of the rules and regulations that may come into play as you are in front of the classroom. There are things that I never thought about. I only thought about delivering the content in a way that the students could understand. That was my major goal when I was in front of the classroom. But then you discover you have to learn how to handle groups of students, and you have to handle ethical issues, and you have to handle what are you going to do when you find that students perhaps are cheating, not to put too fine an edge on it. Those were things I'd never expected. I was just excited to say, oh, I've got a chance to start teaching about developmental biology and biochemistry. And so I know that you're all excited about teaching your content area, so that's kind of a given. But today's program is really designed to give you some tips about how you're going to manage your classroom experience and how you're going to be able to enjoy it. And maybe, I don't know, we've got so many different things. Let me just look and see. We have training in FERPA. We have diversity training, accessibility training. That was something that I had no background in when I started in front of the classroom. We have so many tools now to make sure that all students of all abilities have access to the educational process. And so that's a very good thing as well. And I also just wanted to ask at the outset, we're still waiting for a few students to sign in, if there are any questions that might have come up since Tuesday, because I did have a chance to see most of you at the formal orientation, but maybe in that time, did I see a hand going up about a question? Can't get your parking, you haven't found your building, you don't know how to find your advisor. Yes, sir.
Student ID.
Yes.
Where do we get that? When do we get that? How do we...
Right. So when you're accepted, you are given an R number. That's the first step, once you have your R number. And in a Socratic kind of thing, who wants to assist the student and tell them how you got your, I see IDs. How did you get did you get IDs? Anyone get ID yet? Rocket?
We do everything online. So, and I actually did mine from home. So you go on, maybe log into and
I'm going to just interrupt for a second because I'll repeat what you're saying. Okay? So here's the tip. If you haven't gotten your ID yet, you can do it all online. Okay? You can upload a photo and you can put your R number in, and then within how many days do you get it?
it was ready until the next day.
The next day. So you will need that because there'll be a card swipe on that, and if you have a building to which you need electronic access, you will be coded as able to get into that building. So I think that should work, right? That work for you?
Yeah. Make sure they send it to the right campus.
Oh, very important. Remember, we have two campuses, main campus and health science campus. So make sure you send it to the right. There are police stations on both campuses for safety and security. And so make sure if you're on the health science campus, like the PharmD students will be sure you send it to the HSC and not to the MC. Yes?
You can also go over to Rocket Central, and they have a kiosk set up, and you can take your picture right there, and your card's ready in 10 minutes.
That would be handy. Okay, is it near? It's right near RSC then, in Rocket Hall. It's right near where the students.
It's in Rocket Hall, but it's not near the financial aid area.
Okay.
It's kind of more towards the west side of the building. So you have to wind around a little bit. But the numbers, when you walk in, there's little directories that tell you where the different offices are.
Okay.
There's people that guide you over to it.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, there is a kiosk over in Rocket Hall, which is just south of here, and on the west side of the building there is a kiosk. And it should be on the maps that have the location of the building. And the reason I had to ask the students is I've had my ID for a few years. This isn't the one with the swipe on it, but yeah, I've had it for a while. Any other sort of just operational questions? Yeah?
I have my Rocket card from undergrad, so that's the one.
Good question. I'll defer to Dr. Leedy. She may know the answer to that.
It'll work for most things because it's coded, but if somebody wants to know, if you're a graduate student or not, that may be the issue. I know I just changed positions, and as long as you turn in your old ID, you can get your new ID for free. But you have to turn in your old one, otherwise it's $35.
So did everybody hear that? If you were an undergrad here, and we do have a number, you do have an ID already, but it won't be coded as a graduate student, and there are some places on campus where you will need to have that kind of access and the title. If you're saying you're a graduate student, it says you're an undergraduate student, it could be an issue. So thank you. But you have to turn it in, you get it free. Yes?
I applied for parking permit online and I got C permit, but I think it should be A for graduate.
This happens. Parking permits. As teaching assistants, you should be entitled to an A parking permit. And from time to time, they will code you as a student, giving you a C permit. And I'm pretty sure for that one, you have to present yourself in person to the transportation center. Would that be right, do you think? Yeah. And that's a small building on the south side of campus, right by, sort of by Dorr Street entrance. Okay, it's a little freestanding building right as you come in that entrance. You can walk to it from here. Transportation Center. That's where the police are located as well. So hopefully you can all find a place to park. And believe me, this is the week before term. Next week, if you're teaching a class at 8 o'clock in the morning, you're going to want to get here just a little bit earlier because we do have about 17,000 undergraduates that will be moving in over the weekend, and so all these nice empty parking lots that you're seeing now won't be so empty. And it's not unheard of on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday morning to circle for 15 minutes trying to find a place if you're trying to get into the inner campus areas. So just a little heads up tip to allow yourself time. And so you're going to get a lot of other tips that are probably more meaningful than those. But these operational ones to make sure that you can get into your buildings and that you can find a place to park aren't inappropriate either.